Mr. Okonkwo, according to these results, you cannot be Zara's biological father. Dr. Adeyemi's voice echoed in the sterile hospital room. We also tested Amina's stored medical records. Sir, you're not the biological father of either twin. Marcus Okonkwo's hand gripped the edge of the steel desk at Lagos University Teaching Hospital. 8 years. 8 years of bedtime stories, birthday parties, daddy-daughter dances. All a lie? That's impossible, he whispered. Test me again. The door burst open. His wife Amara rushed in, gold headwrap askew, mascara streaking her face. Marcus, how is Zara? Don't touch me. He jerked away from her reaching hand. Tell me the truth. Who is their father? Amara's legs gave out. She collapsed into a chair. What? Marcus, I swear, I've never been with another man. Not once. Then explain the DNA. A whimper came from behind. Marcus turned to see his mother Chioma, tears streaming down her face, hand pressed against her mouth. Mama? Ice-cold dread replaces anger. What is it? Oh, my son. Her voice broke. I thought after all these years we were safe. Safe from what? Chioma's eyes met his. You had a brother, Marcus, a twin brother. Chitty, we told everyone he died in a car accident 15 years ago. But he didn't die. Her whole body shook. He disappeared. And I think he's been alive this whole time. Amara gasped, her face going white. No, those business trips, to Johannesburg, to Accra. When you came back, sometimes you seemed different. I thought you were tired, but... Horror spread across her features. It wasn't you. Oh, God, it wasn't you. Marcus felt the world tilt. A brother he'd been told was dead, had stolen his life, his wife, and fathered his children. An alarm blared through the corridor. Code blue pediatric ICU. That's Zara's room, Dr. Adeyemi said. Marcus ran. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments. What would you have done if this happened to you? Let's dive in. The bass from the speakers vibrated through Marcus Okonkwo's Victoria Island mansion as Lagos's elite mingled on a marble terrace overlooking the Atlantic. Chinese lanterns swayed in the evening breeze, casting dancing shadows over designer gowns and custom-fitted suits. To Marcus Okonkwo, Senator Adebayo raised his champagne flute, the man who proved that Nigerian innovation can compete on the global stage. Applause erupted. Marcus smiled, his arm around Amara's waist. His tech company, Okonkwo Tech Solutions, had just secured a $200 million contract with 3 West African governments. From a cramped room in Surulere where he'd coded his first app to this, a mansion, an empire, a legacy. Daddy, watch. 8-year-old Zara tugged at his sleeve, her cornrows adorned with gold beads. Beside her, Amina giggled, identical except for the gap in her front teeth. What is it, my princess? Marcus crouched down. We learned a new dance at school. The twins launched into an energetic routine, their purple dresses twirling. Guests laughed and clapped. Marcus felt his chest swell. These were his girls. His legacy. They're so beautiful, Amara whispered. We're blessed, Marcus. He kissed her forehead. We've earned it, baby. Across the terrace, his mother Chioma sat with other women, her wrapper and ghillie perfectly arranged. But Marcus noticed something odd. The way her smile didn't reach her eyes, how she kept glancing toward the gate as if expecting someone unwelcome. Marcus. His business partner Emeka approached, phone in hand. The contract is officially signed. We're expanding to Ghana next quarter. More champagne flowed. The party grew louder. Lagos stretched out below them, chaotic, vibrant, full of possibility. Marcus had conquered the city through sheer will and intelligence. Nothing could touch him here. Then Zara stumbled. Daddy. Her voice was small, confused. She swayed on her feet. Zara? Marcus caught her as she fell. Her skin was burning. Baby, what's wrong? My head hurts, she whimpered. Then her eyes rolled back. Amara, call an ambulance. Marcus swept his daughter into his arms. She was limp, her breathing shallow. The party noise faded. Women screamed. Men rushed to help. But all Marcus could see was Zara's pale face, her lips turning blue. Stay with me, princess. Stay with Daddy. The ambulance ride was a blur of sirens and prayers. Amara clutched Amina, who was crying. Marcus held Zara, feeling her heartbeat grow weaker against his chest. At Lagos University Teaching Hospital, doctors swarmed. Cerebral malaria, one said. Severe. She needs blood immediately. Take mine, Marcus said. Whatever she needs. They rushed him to the lab, drew his blood, ran tests while he paced the corridor, watching through windows as they worked on his daughter. Then Dr. Adeyemi appeared with that look, the one that meant everything was about to change. Mr. Okonkwo, we need to talk privately. Now, standing in this office with his world crumbling, Marcus understood the suspicious glances his mother gave to shadows. The nights Amara mentioned conversations he couldn't remember. The feeling that sometimes his own life didn't quite fit. We need to find your brother, Dr. Adeyemi said quietly. He's the only one who can save Zara now. His blood will match. Marcus looked at his mother. Where would he go? If he's alive, where would Chitty hide? Chioma wiped her tears. After the accident, he blamed you for everything, for getting the scholarship to university when he didn't, for our father's approval, for the life he thought should have been his. She paused. He said he would take it all back. I thought it was grief talking. But Marcus, what has been planning this for 15 years? We'll find him, Amara said, her voice steel beneath the tears. Whatever it takes. Marcus pulled out his phone, dialing his head of security. I want every surveillance camera in Lagos checked. Every hotel, every airport. Find me a man who looks exactly like me. As the call connected, he stared at his reflection in the window, and for the first time in his life he saw not himself but a stranger, a ghost, a brother who had been stealing his life piece by piece. And somewhere in the city or beyond it, Chitty was out there, watching, waiting. The hunt had begun. The private investigator's office, in Acadia, smelled of stale coffee and old files. Marcus sat across from Bode Delik, a former police detective who now specialized in delicate matters for Lagos's wealthy elite. You want me to find your dead twin brother. Bode didn't phrase it as a question. He's not dead. Marcus slid an envelope across the desk. That's 2 million naira up front. Find him in 72 hours, and I'll triple it. Bode opened the envelope, counted quickly, then looked up with new respect. What makes you sure he's alive? My daughter's DNA. And this. Marcus pulled out his phone, showing security footage from his mansion gate. This was taken 3 months ago while I was in Accra. Watch. The video showed a man driving Marcus's Bentley, waving at the guard, entering the compound. Same height, same build, same face. That's you, Bode said. I was in Ghana that entire week. Check the flight records, hotel receipts. That's not me. That's Chitty. Bode leaned back, whistling softly. How long has this been happening? I don't know. That's what you're going to find out. Within 24 hours, Bode called with the first breakthrough. Marcus met him at a chop bar in Yaba, away from prying eyes. Your brother is good, Bode said, spreading photos across the plastic table. Very good. I found 7 instances in the past 3 years where you were supposedly in 2 places at once. The photos showed Marcus or Chitty at restaurants, hotels, even at Amina's school recital that Marcus had missed due to a business emergency. He studied you, Bode continued. Your habits, your schedule, your voice. I talked to 3 people who swear they had conversations with you on dates when you were out of the country. Marcus's jaw clenched. My wife. Those weekend visits? All timed perfectly with your international trips. He knew your calendar better than you did. How is that possible? Bode pulled out another photo. This one showing a man in a hoodie outside Okonkwo Tech Solutions headquarters. He's been watching you for years. Probably hacked your email, your calendar, everything. He'd know exactly when you'd be gone. Marcus felt sick. His entire life had been an open book to a ghost. There's more, Bode said quietly. I found travel records. A Michael King, that's the alias he's been using, flew frequently between Lagos, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. Always bought tickets at the last minute. Always paid cash. Cape Town, that's where the trail leads. He's got an apartment there. Runs a small import-export business. Legitimate enough to avoid attention. Profitable enough to fund his hobby. His hobby is stealing my life. Marcus's hands balled into fists. Mr. Okonkwo, this man is dangerous. Obsessed. This level of planning. The psychological manipulation. This is an amateur hour. You need police. No police. Not yet. I need answers first, and the police will spook him. Marcus stood. Book me a flight to Cape Town. Tonight. But first, he had to go to Enugu. The ancestral village looked smaller than Marcus remembered. The red earth roads, the compound where he'd spent childhood holidays, the ancient Irako tree where they had played as boys. His mother was waiting on the veranda of the old family house. She looked older, smaller, diminished by the weight of her secrets. You should have told me, Marcus said, not bothering with greetings. I thought I was protecting you. Chioma's voice was barely a whisper. Protecting me? Mama, he's been living my life. He fathered children with my wife. Sit down, Marcus. Let me tell you everything. They sat on wooden stools, the same ones his grandfather had carved decades ago. Chioma stared at her hands. You and Chitty were inseparable as boys. Identical in every way except one. You were born first. 8 minutes. But in our culture, those 8 minutes made you the heir, the favorite. Your father treated Chitty like a shadow. That's not my fault. No, but Chitty felt it every day. When you got the scholarship to university and he didn't, something broke in him. He became bitter, angry. Then came that night, the car accident. Marcus remembered. They'd been 19, driving back from a party. He'd been behind the wheel when a truck ran them off the road. He'd woken in the hospital with concussion. They told him Chitty had been thrown from the car, his body lost in the lagoon. The police never found a body, Chioma continued. We searched for weeks. Your father spent everything hiring divers, but nothing. Eventually, we had to accept he was gone. We held a funeral, buried an empty casket. But you knew differently. Not at first, but 2 years later I saw him. Just a glimpse in Onitsha Market. I ran after him, but he vanished into the crowd. I thought I was going mad with grief. She looked up, tears streaming. Then I received a letter. No return address. It said, I'm taking back what should have been mine. And you said nothing? What could I say? I had no proof. I thought he was just trying to hurt me, to make me suffer. I never imagined. Her voice broke. I never imagined he would do this. Marcus felt his anger soften slightly. His mother had been trapped by her own fear and grief. Zara is stable now, he said quietly. They found a compatible donor. But Mama, I need to know, is there anything else? Any other secrets? Chioma hesitated too long. Mama? Chitty was always jealous, but after your father died and left everything to you, the land, the properties, the money, that's when his letters became threatening. He said you stole his birthright, that he would make you understand what it felt like to lose everything. Marcus stood, his mind racing. This wasn't just about jealousy or rivalry. This was systematic revenge, calculated destruction. I'm going to Cape Town, he said. I'm going to find my brother and end this. Marcus, be careful. Chitty is not the boy you remember. Whatever he's become. Chioma grabbed his hand. Whatever you find, he's still your brother. No, Mama. Marcus pulled away. I don't have a brother. I have a ghost who stole my family. And ghosts don't get mercy. As he drove back to Lagos, his phone rang. It was Amara. Marcus, you need to come home. Now. What's wrong? The police are here. Someone withdrew 5 million naira from our joint account this morning, from a bank in Johannesburg. And Marcus, her voice shook. The security footage shows you making the withdrawal. Marcus's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Chitty wasn't just stealing his past. He was destroying his future. The ghost was still playing games. Cape Town's waterfront gleamed under the African sun as Marcus stepped out of the Uber. Table Mountain loomed in the distance, majestic and indifferent to human drama. Bode had texted him an address in Sea Point, an upscale neighborhood where Michael King kept an apartment. Marcus wore a baseball cap and sunglasses. If Chitty was watching, he didn't want to be recognized until he was ready. The building was modern, secure. Marcus waited across the street at a cafe, watching. Bode's contact, a local investigator named Thandy, slid into the seat across from him. He left this morning, she said, sliding a folder across the table. Took a cab to the airport. Flight to Accra. Accra. Marcus's blood ran cold. That's where Amara had taken the girls to stay with her sister, away from the chaos in Lagos. Relax. I have people watching your family. He won't get near them. Thandy opened the folder. But you need to see this. Inside were photos of Chitty's apartment, taken by Thandy's team who'd posed as maintenance workers. Marcus's stomach churned as he looked through them. The walls were covered with pictures of Marcus. Hundreds of them. At business meetings, family dinners, award ceremonies. Some were professionally shot. Others were clearly surveillance photos. But the disturbing part was what Chitty had done to them. In every photo, Marcus's face had been carefully cut out and replaced with Chitty's, photoshopped seamlessly. On the wall was a timeline. Marcus's entire life mapped out with annotations in red ink. 1 2015 Tech Entrepreneur Award. Should have been mine. Marry Amara. She chose the wrong twin. Twins born my daughters. He's been planning this since university, Thandy said. Look at this. She showed him a journal, also photographed. The entries went back 15 years, starting with the night of the accident. Survived the crash. Marcus gets to live the life while I drown? No, I'll take it back piece by piece. He won't even know until it's too late. Entry after entry detailed Chitty's transformation, how he'd studied Marcus's mannerisms, practiced his voice, learned to forge his signature, how he'd hacked Marcus's email by bribing an IT worker at Okonkwo Tech, how he'd stolen a spare key to the mansion from the guard he befriended. 3 years of preparation. Tomorrow, I visit Amara while he's in Johannesburg. She'll never know. Finally, I'll have what's mine. Marcus felt bile rise in his throat. The entry was dated exactly 9 months before the twins were born. There's something else, Thandy said quietly. He's been siphoning money from your accounts for years. Small amounts you wouldn't notice. 50,000 naira here, 100,000 there. Over 3 years, it adds up to about 40 million naira. How? He's got copies of your passwords, your bank details, everything. But here's the thing. He hasn't spent it on himself. Look. She showed him bank statements. The stolen money went to charitable causes, orphanages in Enugu, scholarships for underprivileged students, medical bills for families who couldn't afford treatment. He's Robin Hood now. Marcus couldn't believe it. No, he's trying to be you, but better. The version of Marcus Okonkwo he thinks should have existed. The generous one, the kind one, the one who didn't steal his life. Marcus stood, pacing. Every revelation made this worse. This wasn't just theft or revenge. This was a complete psychological break. Chitty didn't just want Marcus's life. He wanted to erase Marcus entirely and replace him with a better version. We need to get into that apartment, Marcus said. Already arranged. The landlord thinks you're Michael King's brother coming to collect his things after a family emergency. Inside the apartment, Marcus felt like he'd stepped into a mirror universe. Everything was designed to mimic his own home. Same furniture style, same art on the walls, even the same brand of coffee in the kitchen. But it was the bedroom that broke him. Photos of Amara were everywhere. On the nightstand, on the wall, on the dresser. But these weren't stolen surveillance shots. These were intimate photos taken during those weekend visits. Amara laughing. Amara sleeping. Amara holding the newborn twins. She had genuinely believed she was with her husband. On the desk was a laptop. Thandy's tech expert cracked the password in minutes. The browsing history told a story of obsession. Daily searches for Marcus's name, constant monitoring of Okonkwo-Teka's social media, even tracking Amara's social media posts. But there was also something else. Flight bookings. He's been back and forth between Cape Town, Lagos, and Accra for 3 years, the tech expert said. But look at this recent search. Flights to London. London? Searched yesterday. One-way tickets. Multiple identities. The expert pulled up saved passport photos. Chitty had at least 5 fake identities, all with Marcus's face. Marcus's phone buzzed. It was Amara. Her voice panicked. Marcus, a man just tried to pick up the girl from school. He looked exactly like you. The teacher got suspicious because she knew you were supposed to be in South Africa. Security stopped him, but he ran. Marcus, he knows where we are. Lock the doors. Don't let anyone in, even if they look like me. I'm coming to Accra tonight. He hung up and turned to Thandi. I need the fastest way to Ghana. Private charter. I know a guy, but Marcus. She hesitated. This man has been planning for 15 years. He's cornered now. Desperate. You need backup. Then come with me, and bring people you trust. As they rushed out, Marcus grabbed a journal from the desk. He needed to understand how his brother's mind worked. On the flight to Accra, he read entry after entry, watching Chitty's descent into madness. Amara called me Marcus today. She looked at me with such love. Finally, someone sees me the way they saw him. The twins kicked for the first time. My daughters. My family. He'll never know. I'm the better Marcus. I'm the one who deserves this life. But the final entries turn dark. He's getting suspicious. Asking questions. Mother must have told him. No matter. I prepared for this. If I can't have the life, neither can he. The girls will remember me as their real father. Amara will know she chose wrong. And Marcus will lose everything, just like I did. The last entry was dated yesterday. Time to end this. One of us walks away. One of us disappears forever. Let fate decide which twin deserves to live. Marcus closed the journal, his hands shaking. This wasn't just about custody or money or revenge anymore. His brother wanted one of them dead. The plane couldn't fly fast enough. Somewhere in Accra, Chitty was circling his family like a predator. And Marcus was racing against time to stop a man who wore his face, knew his life, and had nothing left to lose. As they descended toward Kotoka International Airport, Accra's lights sprawling below, Marcus's phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. Hello, brother. Let's finally meet face to face. Come to Labadi Beach at midnight. Come alone, or I take the girls and disappear. You'll never find us. See, Thandi read the message over his shoulder. It's a trap. I know. You're going anyway. He has my family. They're not your family. Remember? DNA says different. Marcus looked at her, his jaw set. DNA doesn't make a family. Love does. Those girls are mine, and I'm bringing them home. The hotel room in Accra's OSU district was tense. Amara sat on the bed, arms wrapped around the sleeping twins. Her eyes were red from crying, but her voice was steady as she spoke. I need to know everything, Marcus said, pulling up a chair. Every time you were with him, thinking it was me. Amara flinched, but nodded. It started about 3 years ago. He came home early from a Johannesburg trip. Said the deal fell through. You seemed different, more attentive. You asked about my day, really listened. Made dinner reservations at that place in Victoria Island I'd mentioned wanting to try. I never made those reservations. I know that now. Her voice cracked. God, Marcus, I thought our marriage was finally getting better. You've been so distant, always working. Then suddenly you were romantic again, present. We went to the beach. You played with the girls. She stopped, fresh tears falling. Say it. We conceived the twins that weekend. I remember because you said you wanted to start trying. That family was more important than business. It was everything I've been asking for. She laughed bitterly. Except it wasn't you. Marcus felt his chest tighten. How many times? I don't know. Maybe once every few months? Always when you were traveling. Sometimes he'd come for a weekend. sometimes just an evening. He knew things, details about our life, conversations we'd had. How was I supposed to know? You weren't. Marcus moved to sit beside her. Amara, this isn't your fault. He studied me for years. He knew exactly how to play the part. But I should have known my own husband. She turned to him, anguished. There were signs. Small things. Once, he didn't know where we kept the spare keys. Another time, he forgot Zara was allergic to peanuts. I brushed it off, thought you were stressed. But Marcus, what kind of wife doesn't recognize an imposter? The kind whose husband has an identical twin he didn't know existed. Amina stirred in her sleep, whimpering. Amara stroked her hair gently. What happens now with the girls? What do you mean? They're not yours, biologically. I saw your face at the hospital. Marcus, you looked at them differently. No, Marcus's voice was firm. I looked at them the same way I always have, as my daughters. Chitty might have fathered them, but I'm their father. I was there when they were born. I taught them to walk, to read. I'm the one who checks for monsters under their beds. Biology doesn't change that. Amara's shoulders shook with sobs. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll get through this. Marcus put his arm around her. First, we deal with Chitty. Then we figure out the rest. A knock at the door made them both jump. It was Thandy. We have a problem. Chitty just checked into a hotel 3 blocks away. Under your name, using your credit card. How is that possible? My card is in my wallet. He has duplicates of everything. But here's the thing he's not hiding. He wants you to know he's close. Marcus stood. Good. That makes this easier. Marcus, wait. Amara grabbed his hand. That message about midnight at Labadi Beach. You're not actually going alone? I have to, he said. He's lying. Amara's voice rose, waking the twins. He's been lying for 3 years. Why would he suddenly tell the truth now? Zara sat up, rubbing her eyes. Daddy? Why is Mommy crying? Marcus knelt beside the bed, taking both girls' hands. Their small fingers wrapped around his, trusting and warm. Identical brown eyes looked up at him. Chitty's eyes, he realized with a jolt, but also his eyes. They shared the same face, the same genes. Everything's okay, princess. Daddy just has to take care of something. Is it the bad man? Amina asked quietly. The one who looks like you? Marcus froze. What? The teacher told us. Zara explained. She said a man who looked like Daddy tried to take us. But he wasn't really you. She said we should tell you if we see him again. Did you see him before? Before today? The twins exchanged glances. Finally, Zara nodded. Sometimes when you tucked us in, you smelled different, like different soap. And once, you didn't remember the story you'd been telling us the night before. Amina said maybe you had 2 daddies, like how Jenny at school has 2 houses. The room went silent. Even the twins had noticed. Children saw what adults missed. Listen to me carefully, Marcus said, his voice gentle but urgent. If you ever see someone who looks like Daddy but doesn't feel right, you run to Mommy or a teacher or another adult you trust. Okay, they chorused. As Marcus tucked them back in, his phone buzzed. Another message from Chitty. Cute kids. Got your eyes. Well, my eyes technically. Funny how genetics work. See you at midnight, brother. The girls send their love. Oh, wait, they're right here. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Attached was a photo taken through the hotel window. From the building across the street. Chitty was watching them right now. Marcus showed Thandy, who immediately called her team, locked his place down. No one in or out. I'm going to that hotel. I'm coming with you, Marcus said. They crossed the street, Thandy's men flanking them. The hotel receptionist confirmed a Marcus Okonkwo had checked in an hour ago, room 412. The door was unlocked. Inside, the room was empty except for a laptop on the desk, playing a video on loop. Marcus recognized the footage, his own security cameras from the Lagos mansion, showing him leaving for work, play with the girls, kissing Amara goodbye, except in half the videos, It wasn't him. He's been documenting everything, Thandi said, building a case. A case for what? Probably to prove he's been the better father. Look. She pointed to annotations on the video files. Times when Marcus had attended school events, parent-teacher meetings, birthday parties. All dates when the real Marcus had been traveling. On the desk was a note in Chitty's handwriting. I've been more present in 3 years than you've been in 8. I know Zara wants to be a doctor, not president. You never bother to ask after she changed her mind. I know Amina's afraid of thunder, and Amara takes her coffee with 2 sugars, not one like you always make it. I know this family better than you do, brother, because I paid attention. I cared. Maybe the wrong twin got to live after all. Marcus crumpled the note, rage and guilt warring inside him. The worst part was that Chitty was right. He had been absent, focused on building his empire, while his brother stole moments with his family. Don't, Thandi said quietly. Don't let him get in your head. That's what he wants. Marcus's phone rang. This time it was a video call. He answered. Chitty's face filled the screen, Marcus's own face staring back at him. Same eyes, same scar above the left eyebrow from a childhood fall, same everything, but the expression was different. Wild, desperate. Hello, brother. Chitty's voice was eerily similar to Marcus's own. Did you like my little museum? Where are you? Close. Always close. I've been close for 15 years while you live my life. Your life? I didn't steal anything from you. Didn't you? Chitty's laugh was bitter. You were born 8 minutes earlier. 8 minutes that got you everything. Father's approval, the scholarship, the inheritance. 8 minutes that decided I was a spare, the shadow, the forgotten twin. That's not my fault. But you never fought it, did you? Never shared. Never helped your brother. Just took what you thought you deserved while I got nothing. So you decided to steal my family? Father children with my wife through deception. I gave Amara what you never could. Attention, love, presence. Those girls know me better than they know you. I'm their father in every way that matters. Marcus forced himself to stay calm. Then why threaten them? If you love them so much, why scare them? For a moment, something flickered in Chitty's eyes. Pain, regret, because you forced my hand. I could have continued this forever. The girls would have grown up with 2 fathers and never known. But you had to start investigating, had to ruin everything. Ruin, you raped my wife, Chitty. I loved her. Chitty's scream echoed through the phone. I still love her. I love those girls. They're mine. They're not. And you know it. That's why you're falling apart. Silence. Then Chitty smiled, and it was Marcus's own smile twisted into something horrible. Midnight, brother. Labadi Beach. Come alone, or I'll take what's mine and disappear. You'll spend the rest of your life wondering which twin is which. Maybe I'll let you live. Take over completely. Let's see if Amara can tell the difference when I'm the only one left. The call ended. Thandi looked at Marcus. He's going to try to kill you. I know. And you're still going. He's my brother. Maybe I can still reach him. Or maybe he'll put a bullet in you and take your place permanently. Marcus looked out the window at his hotel room across the street, where his family slept. Then you'll have to make sure he doesn't get away with it. The Atlantic Ocean whispered against Labadi Beach as Marcus walked across the sand. It was 11:55 p.m. The beach was empty, just orange streetlights casting long shadows across the shore. Thandi and her team were positioned in the darkness, invisible but present. Marcus wore a wire. At exactly midnight, Chitty emerged from the shadows. It was like looking into a mirror. Same height, same build, same face. They stood 10 feet apart. 2 identical men under the African stars. You came alone, Chitty said, as promised. Liar. I can see your people in the palm trees. The sniper on the hotel roof. You think I'm stupid? Marcus raised his hand slowly. I came to talk, Chitty. That's all. Talk. Chitty laughed. Now you want to talk? 15 years too late, brother. Tell me what you want. Money? I'll give you everything. The company, the houses, all of it. Just leave my family alone. Your family? Chitty's voice rose. They're my family. I made them. Those girls exist because of me. You manipulated my wife. You deceived her. I loved her. Chitty stepped closer. Something you forgot how to do while you were busy conquering the world. I gave her what you couldn't: attention, affection, time. I was there for the pregnancy complications, the midnight feedings, the first words. Where were you? Singapore? Dubai? Building your empire, while I built a family. The words hit like physical blows because they were partially true. Marcus had been absent. Chitty had filled that void. You're right, Marcus said quietly. I was absent. I took them for granted. But that does excuse what you did. Excuse? Chitty pulled out a gun. I don't need excuses. I'm done asking for permission to exist. Our whole lives, everything went to you. Tonight, that changes. Put the gun down, Chitty. No. Tonight, one of us walks away. One of us gets the life, the family, everything. And the other, he smiled. Well, they told everyone I died 15 years ago. Let's make it true. In the darkness, Marcus heard Thandy's team moving into position. But Chitty was unstable, the gun wavering. One wrong move and someone would die. Do you remember the Irako tree? Marcus asked suddenly. At our grandfather's compound? Chitty froze. What? We carved our names there when we were 7. You went first because you said you were braver. Do you remember? Stop it. You taught me to swim in the river, even though you were afraid of water. You gave me half your food when I was sick and couldn't eat. You were my brother before any of this. That brother died in the car crash. Chitty's hand shook. He died when you left him behind. I didn't leave you. I was unconscious. When I woke up, they said you were gone. I searched, Chitty. For months I searched. Liar. Ask Mama. Ask anyone. I nearly failed out of university because I couldn't focus. I kept thinking I'd see you around every corner. You weren't the only one who lost someone that night. Tears streamed down Chitty's face. You got to move on. You got to live. While I drowned in that lagoon. Literally drowned. I pulled myself out, and no one was looking for me. No lights, no boats. Just darkness. And I realized they'd given up. You'd given up. We thought you were dead. But you moved on so easily. 6 months later, you were at university. 2 years later, you started your company. 5 years later, you met Amara. You built a whole life while I was living in the streets, struggling to survive. Marcus's heart broke. Chitty, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you felt abandoned. But what you've done, this isn't the answer. Then what is? Chitty's voice was anguished. Tell me, brother, how do I fix 15 years of being erased? How do I get back the life I should have had? You can't. Marcus took a step forward. Neither of us can change the past. But we can choose what happens next. You can be part of their lives, the girls, Amara, all of us, as their uncle, as family. Or you can pull that trigger and lose everything, including yourself. Uncle? Chitty laughed bitterly. I'm their father. Biologically, yes. But Chitty, they don't know you. They know the man you pretended to be, me, if you want a real relationship with them. It has to be as yourself, not as my shadow. I don't know how to be myself anymore. I've been you for so long. Then let me help you remember. Chitty's gun lowered slightly. For a moment, Marcus saw his brother, really saw him. Not the ghost, not the imposter, but the frightened boy who drowned and been reborn into bitterness and jealousy. Then headlights flooded the beach. A car screeched to a halt, and Amara jumped out, Zara and Amina behind her. No! Marcus shouted. I told you to stay. We're not losing another father. Zara's voice rang across the sand. Chitty spun, gun raised. Get back in the car. But the girls ran forward, straight toward him. Amara screamed. Thandy's team shouted. Everything happened in slow motion. Zara reached Chitty first, wrapping her arms around his legs. Please don't hurt Daddy. We'll love you too. You don't have to choose. Amina joined her sister. You can be Uncle Chitty. Mommy, said your daddy's brother. We always wanted an uncle. Chitty stood frozen, gun forgotten, staring down at the two little girls clinging to him. His daughters. His brother's daughters. Their daughters. You want me to stay? Yes. Amina said, but not with a gun. Guns are scary. Chitty looked at the weapon in his hand, as if seeing it for the first time. Slowly, he lowered it, then dropped it. Marcus ran forward, kicking the gun away. But he didn't tackle Chitty. Instead, he stood beside his brother as the girls hugged them both. I'm tired, Marcus, Chitty whispered. I'm so tired of being angry. I know. Me too. Fandy's team moved in, carefully separating them. Chitty didn't resist as they placed him in restraints. But before they led him away, Marcus grabbed his arm. I won't press charges if you get help. Real help. Psychiatric treatment. Therapy, whatever you need. Why? Chitty asked. After everything? Because you're my brother. And those girls deserve to know their uncle. The real one, not the ghost. As they took Chitty away, Amara approached Marcus, tears streaming. Can we really forgive this? I don't know, but we can try. For them. He looked at Zara and Amina, who were crying but safe. 6 months later, the courtroom in Lagos was quiet as the judge read the verdict. Chitty Okonkwo was sentenced to 5 years psychiatric treatment in lieu of prison, with strict supervised visitation, rights to be determined after comprehensive evaluation. Marcus sat with Amara and the twins, holding hands. It wasn't perfect. The betrayal still stung, the trust still broken. They were in couples therapy, working through layers of deception and pain. Some days were harder than others, but they were trying. In his cell at the psychiatric facility, Chitty attended his daily sessions. Medication helped balance the obsessive thoughts. Therapy unpacked 15 years of trauma, jealousy, and identity loss. He wrote letters to the girls, not as their father, but as their uncle, telling them about the brother he'd once been before he'd lost himself. 3 months into treatment, Marcus visited for the first time. They sat across from each other in the visiting room, 2 identical faces marked by different journeys. How are you? Marcus asked. Learning who Chitty is, separate from you, it's harder than I thought. Yeah, I imagine it would be. They sat in awkward silence. Then Chitty said quietly, Thank you for not giving up on me. You're my brother. That doesn't change. Another pause. Then Chitty asked, Do they ask about me? Every day. Zara wants to know when Uncle Chitty can teach her to swim. Amina drew you a picture. Marcus pulled out a crayon drawing of 3 figures, 2 tall, 1 small, all holding hands. Chitty's hands trembled as he took it. I don't deserve this. None of us deserve the grace we're given. We just have to do better with it. In the parking lot, Amara waited with the girls. They decided together that Chitty wasn't ready for visits yet, but someday, when he was healthier, when the wounds had healed more, maybe. How is he? Amara asked. Getting there. It'll take time. We have time. She took his hand. Marcus? I've been thinking about the adoption papers. Marcus's heart skipped. After the truth came out, he'd legally adopted Zara and Amina. It had been the easiest decision of his life. What about them? I want us to do it again. Properly. With the girls old enough to choose. Let them decide if you're their father. Not biology. Not courts. Their choice. That evening, they sat the twins down. Marcus explained everything in age-appropriate terms. The truth about Uncle Chitty, about biology, about family. So, he finished, I want you to know that I'm your father because I choose to be. But you get to choose too, if you want. You're our daddy, Zara interrupted. Biology is just science. Love is what makes family. Amina nodded. Uncle Chitty is family too, but your daddy. Marcus pulled them both into a hug, tears streaming down his face. Behind him, Amara wiped her own eyes. The road ahead wasn't easy. There would be more therapy, more difficult conversations, more moments of doubt and pain. Chitty's recovery would take years. The family's healing even longer. But as Marcus looked at his daughters by choice, by love, by every definition that mattered, He knew they'd make it, because family wasn't blood. It wasn't DNA or biology or genetics. Family was showing up. Family was choosing to love even when it was hard. Family was grace, forgiveness, and second chances. And sometimes, family meant making room for ghosts to become human again. Outside, the Lego sunset painted the sky in brilliant oranges and purples. Somewhere across the city, Chitty sat in his room, looking at a crayon drawing of a family that included him. For the first time in 15 years, he smiled. Not Marcus's smile, stolen and twisted, but his own. And it was enough.